Howdy, Mr. Gonzalez. This is Noah Van. I'm going to be covering a recommendation report on alternative material coverings. This is in association with the Capstone project done for our English 210 class. I hope you see this video because it summarizes our whole report before you read the report. I'm going to break down kind of our tasks into the results, into the recommendations. It's all going to flow together as I speak. They're all kind of tied into the presentations to the different graphics that I made to show you kind of to get an idea. First off, for context, Mustang is losing between $200,000 to $350,000 per quarter. This is due to the weather-related issues on their G35 and G36 engines. Additionally, with those damages, the lead time for replacement parts is up to 7 months. So the engines are just sitting in the yard. We need to improve that dollar amount to where it is mitigated in order to save the company money and time. For context, the current operation, this is the north side, as you can see, and this is the south side of the storage yard. Now, the key issues I'd like to point out is these are different types of engines. They're different types of models. They have each within the model, they have different types. Therefore, they're not unique in one sense where there could be a unified solution. Each engine has different ports, different shafts, different openings. Therefore, they need to be meticulously covered, and that is time-consuming and very hard. As you can see in this graphic right here, these depict the engine dimensions. Some of them are upwards of 20 feet. Some weigh multi-tons from 10 to 20 tons. It's very difficult to put in perspective the time basis for covering these engines. When I use time basis, what I'm talking about is they're currently using aluminum tape. Now think about it in this way. When's the last time you covered something with tape? Probably wasn't done right. Probably was done quick. Was done fast. Now imagine you got to do that on hundreds of engines throughout the yard with hundreds of different ports and shafts, and you got to do it perfect each time. It's not going to happen, especially if someone's in a rush. Stuff's going to happen, engines are going to damage, and it's going to fall on the employee who did it. Now, we want to change this by proposing a different alternative method for putting the materials on there and a different method. What I mean by that is the method we're going to use is just basically changing the material. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. It's the type of material that's in use. Through our task, we identified these problems, went to the yard, took pictures, broke down alternative materials, compared their properties, and chose a material that we think would be best suited to replace the tape as coverings. The materials we went to choose from were two types of rubber, neoprene nitrile, a canvas with a water repellent coating, vinyl covers, and elastometric coatings. Ironically enough, we combine the elastometric coatings with the canvas. However, in the practicality sense of things, they're similar to the tape as you would have to apply the coatings onto the canvas. That is time consuming, and if not done right, it will cause damages to the engines. We want a foolproof solution. While the vinyl coverings were also a good idea, you informed us that they're going to be used in the new yard system, so we didn't want to apply them in two separate points. So we focused on the rubber. While we were breaking down the different aspects of the rubber, one thing stood out. Nitrile, while not harmful to humans, it can polymerize on metal, and we don't want to damage engines. So we ultimately went with neoprene. Why? Outside of the components of nitrile, it has very good benefits as it's flexible, weather resistant, has less sensitive changes to temperatures like normal rubber, and can be vulcanized. Also, it's used in a wide variety of industries and has been since the 1930s. The pro-con analysis kind of breaks down these points. It's weather resistant to sun, dirt, erosion, water, everything you can think of. It's beneficial to resist those types. It's flexible in terms of that can be designed to where humidity can evaporate and escape from inside of the engine. So there's no humidity buildup, which was a key point we wanted to highlight. It's also less sensitive. Then the nitrile is not toxic to humans and the metal, so it'll be safe to the engines. The increased durability will help from the tape, so you won't have to check on it as often. You won't have to worry about it as often. Now, there will be initial cost. We don't expect this to be much, but there will always be a cost to improve your process. But down the line, it will save money and time. It'll have to be cut, specialized to fit the engine ports and shafts. But once that's done, it can be sourced from the same location over and over again if you need replacements. That being said, the employees will have to keep up with the coverings as they don't need to get lost or damaged just by laying out, because then you'll have to replace them. We believe if you do this, replace these as the new coverings instead of aluminum tape, you'll save time and money. The benefits to neoprene outweigh the cons, and we believe they outweigh the use of the aluminum tape. We hope you use this, and if you need everything, please reach out as we can answer any questions. Thank you.